It's the 50th episode. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, no kidding. You mean I've done exactly 49 other As Failed on TVs and this is actually kind of a milestone episode? Wow, what should I do? That almost kind of reinvigorates me in a way I wasn't expecting. I know, how about a clip show, huh? I mean, I think personally, between us, I think top 10s are a little too long and often wrong. So here's a top 5 of the best jokes of the past 49 episodes of As Failed on TV. Number 5. Unless she's feeding a few gentlemen callers off screen or putting it in a pig trough, there's really no reason for that amount of pancakes. Yeah, I've never really been good with Photoshop, because I didn't have it. In the early As Failed on TV career, I decided to use Microsoft Paint to paint this lovely picture of a woman feeding pigs pancakes. Number 4. Fortnite. I mentioned Fortnite. Views, please. And it's only fitting that they make the worst hot dog that nobody would eat, the one that has the pickle rainbow.
What does this mean?
References have always been hot shit. I took this simple observation and turned it into hilarious comedy. Number 3. 3 victory, yeah. Say that again.
They taste like cheating.
Do you know what really tastes like cheating? Somebody else's perfume. No, I'm actually just kind of proud of this one because I feel like it's one of the only jokes I've ever made in this show that wasn't just pointing out how ridiculous all of the commercials are. Number. I can only imagine what would happen if other superheroes started charging for their heroics.
How can you condone this, Gotham? I'll break his back for less than he'll charge you to get rid of me.
I got a Bane mask. That's it. And number 1. Oh, I need to set the stage for this one, okay. 5 years ago, and just as many houses ago, I was in a never-ending war with the frogs and heat in my backyard. Gotta look. Fuck you, frogs! Fuck you there, and fuck you there. Fuck you, frogs. I'm louder than you fucking frogs. That shut you fucking frogs up, didn't it? So my funniest moment wasn't even something I wrote, and it happened 5 years ago, so I haven't been funny since. And the proof of that is that all those videos had thousands of views, and I haven't had one crack 300 in a long time. I guess that's what the audience was back then. Crass, crude humor was kind of my bread and butter, and my audience at the time loved that kind of thing, and nowadays you look at the YouTube landscape and what's popular now, and people like video essays and riff reviews have kind of fallen by the wayside. And am I a relic of the past, holding on to something that's never going to be popular again? Nah, let's pop this bottle and cheers to 50 more! Ah! You know, on second thought, maybe growing up isn't exactly such a bad thing, because would I have been 5 years ago, would I have been able to drink this? Yeah, I could have, never mind. I could drink then, so I was an adult. But you know what? Growing up isn't exactly a bad thing, and I think I might have matured in the years since the early As Failed on TV days. I think I've grown as a person. I think I'm maybe smarter, maybe? I don't know. It depends on how many brain cells I've killed with bad anime and terrible horror movies. Ooh. And also, I thought it'd be a great idea to do a show where I got drunk off of my butt, and anime again. It's anime's fault. Anime did this to me. You know what? There is a way I can prove that I've matured. There is a way. I'm going to take a look at something I did a long time ago that I did not give a proper look at because I was just ignorant to everything about it. And I'm going to make amends for that. In the spirit of maturity, let's take a look again, because I did look at it a second time and was just as dumb towards it. Let's take a look again at Zipa RX. Okay, so like a million years ago, this frump decided to make fun of a product called Zipa RX. The product claimed to help alleviate snoring, which could in turn assist those who suffer from sleep apnea. In the video, I callously mocked sleep apnea as not being that big of a deal, even though I directly quote the definition.
I mean, sure, snoring is irregularities in the airflow to your throat. I mean, I get that, but it's really minor.
Which, to be fair, is kind of a big deal. Shit, in those days, the only sleep apnea I knew about was the song by Chevelle. In the years since that video, plenty of people would comment to me that I didn't know what I was talking about and that it was actually a big deal, yada yada yada. And I would hide from that criticism by just saying I was joking, and that they needed to be able to take a joke. Stop snoring and take a joke, man! While I was simultaneously dunking on everybody who would just call me fat or any other pejorative. Now, if karma was real, I myself would have sleep apnea, and that would be my penance here today, but I don't, so we're gonna have to come up with the next best thing. Although, I will say I do snore, and I am not far off from having my own personal machine. But I'm more educated on the topic of sleep apnea now, and I think I can take a better look at Zipa RX. So let's take a look at one of their more recent commercials and see if my newly educated brain can make perhaps smarter criticisms of the product.
Hey, this is Jimmy from Zipa. I want to talk to you about something that really bothers me.
Well, hello, Jimmy. What great snoring-related knowledge do you bequeath to us today? This is not the real Jimmy. It's not? Well, then who is it? Why so devious? What happened to the real Jimmy? Was he caught in some sort of scandal? Man, it's always your heroes who end up being the users and abusers. Never meet them.
It's a real thing. You hear me? Abuse.
I wonder what part of Massa Jersey not the real Jimmy is from. Hobobury? Trentleboro? Seekonk?
Guess what? I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna touch it like crazy.
Oh, the signs were there the whole time. Fabulous.
Go ahead and you snore, you're hurting others, because you're taking...
Whoa! Jimmy, what are you talking about? You didn't notice that murder that just took place? Jeez, Susan has had enough to the depths with you. That's like a 3-foot drop from that hotel bed. Now I get it, dude snoring might be loud, but I mean, come on. Not to take away from your hardship, do you think maybe part of it might be the lights were still on? I mean, I get it, things need to be a certain way before you go to sleep, but you know, you're gonna do half the job and you're ready for full murder. It's hard to sympathize at that point, you know?
There's millions of people that are snoring night after night.
None of them shown here. That's a pretty crowded street. I find it difficult to believe that all of them snore. That, like, I would have expected not the real Jimmy from Zipa to have done a little bit better research. That's all I'm saying.
What about your children? They're not getting any sleep because you're snoring? Unacceptable.
I gotta tell you something. I just spent the last 3 months living in a house with 3 small children, and I can tell you something. They were more responsible for me not getting a good night's sleep, more than I ever was for them. I could have snored in their earlobes. Earlobes? The point is, they were worse. They will always be worse. I could have had an apocalypse in their ear, and they wouldn't have cared.
And get a Zipa and stop snoring abuse today.
Ooh, I want the military one. You'll never know when the back of your throat needs to be camouflaged. Okay, so that was the fun part. Zipa still makes stupid commercials, and they always have. Having done a little bit of research on the topic, I can tell you that Zipa is not a cure-all for sleep apnea. Zipa essentially adjusts your jaw to widen the airways and lessen your snoring, so it'll help with that, but if your snoring is a loud problem and you stop breathing in the middle of the night, I highly recommend a sleep study so that a professional can recommend steps for you to take. The Zipa commercials were goofy 5 years ago, and that hasn't stopped. I still think that the testimonials from the original commercial where the woman sleeps in the closet to avoid her husband snoring is still pretty hilarious. Why the closet? Do you not have a couch? Or do you live in a studio apartment and you're too good for the kitchenette? Anyway, if you watched my video 5 years ago and thought I was a big dumb dummy who didn't know what he was talking about, you're right, I was. And if you're watching this video now and you still think that, you're still right. But part of being a mature adult is knowing your flaws and doing nothing about them. So here is to 50 more As Failed on TV episodes. Donate to my Patreon, subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow me on Twitter, and all that good stuff. And, I thought I would have a poignant thing to say to finish this off, but I don't. Forget the tea, drink the ale. I agree, and goodbye.